You're watching TuringView Router. In this lesson, we're going to be looking at flash messages. These are the little notifications that pop up on your browser that say you've been successfully logged in or successfully logged out. This isn't a feature of View Router, but it is something you need to create with View Router in mind, which is why I'm going to show you how to do it in this lesson. In the application we've been building, we have a problem. There's no message when we register for an event. If I click on Cat Adoption Day, go to Register, click Register Me, I don't get any notification that I've been registered. Here, we'll need to show a message. Let's take a look at the Register component. Inside it, you can see the Register method. Here, we're assuming that a successful API call has been done to register us for the event. We're then pushing navigation to the Event Details component. It's here that we need to set a success message, which will be displayed on the next component that's loaded. There are 3 steps we'll need to do to create this. First, we'll create a global storage mechanism to store a flash message. Then, we'll set the flash message inside register.view, and we'll create a place in our layout where flash messages can get displayed. If you're already using Vuex in your application, you should use that as your global storage mechanism. But if you don't have one yet and you're using Vue 3, we have a more elegant solution. We'll create a reactive object to use as our global storage and share that object across our application. In case you're not familiar, reactive means that when the object is updated, any component that uses the object is re-rendered. To learn more about Vue reactivity and how it works, you may want to check out my advanced course on Vue 3 reactivity. So back in our application, we're going to jump into our main.js file. This is where our Vue application gets loaded. We'll create a new constant called gstore, as in global store. This will be a reactive object we share across multiple components. And we'll create an empty flash message. We'll then import the reactive method from Vue. And lastly, we'll provide this gstore to our Vue application. This makes our gstore object available for any component in our application to use, or inject. In case you're wondering about the syntax of provide, it takes a key, the string gstore, and a value, the actual gstore. Next, we'll jump back into our register.view. The first thing we'll do here is we'll inject our gstore. This will make it available inside this component. Then we'll assume we have a successful API call and set gstore flash message, you are successfully registered for this.event.title. We'll save that. Then we want the flash message to reset after 3 seconds. So we'll use set timeout, reset our flash message, and this will get run after 3,000 milliseconds, or 3 seconds. Set timeout is just plain JavaScript. It's not Vue syntax. Now we'll jump into our app.vue layout. Here we'll paste in a script tag and we'll inject our gstore. Then inside our template, we'll create a new div with the ID of flash message, which will get displayed if there is a flash message. And then we'll just display it if it's not blank. Lastly, I'm just going to paste in some CSS, and you can do the same if you want to copy and paste from our lesson text. All this does is make it so that when the div appears, it'll fade the background from yellow to transparent. Now, if we jump back into the browser, we'll click on an event, click Register Me, and it says you're successfully registered for community gardening, and that disappears after 3 seconds. Let's try that again. Highlights in yellow, and then after 3 seconds, disappears. Another way of displaying this is with a notification modal that pops up above the web page and then fades out after 3 seconds. We now have a flash message that we can set in many different places in our application. For example, when the user creates a new account, or they log in to say successfully logged in, or logged out to say successfully logged out. As you can see, this is something we'll want to reuse across our app. Also, I want to mention we now have a global store, and there's a reason I called it global store. In future lessons, we'll use this global store to put data fetched from our API. Why? Because right now, our component is loaded whether or not we have a successful API call. And with URouter, we can change this so that the API call happens, and if it fails, it doesn't even load the component. It does something else. And I'll show you how we can do that in the next lesson.